What's going on, guys? You got Sturcules here with my week 2 TPA battle against my very good friend, Jason. Uh, like I said on the last video, I think I prefaced this saying he's kind of the reason I ended up joining this. I did some fun tourneys back in the day with with a few of these guys, and then a league joined, so I joined because I knew Jason, and it's been fun times. I'm looking for my team I built for versus Jason. There we go, right here. Let me go ahead and accept. Let me go ahead and look at our teams real quick. As you can see, he's got Tornadus Therian, Slowbro, Crook, Rotom Heat, Tangrowth, Drapion, Machoke, Duraludon, Dubwool, Mimikyu, and Marini. I could see pretty much anything but Marini and Machoke coming. Not that they're not good mons, just don't really see them in this matchup. I really think there's a good chance those top 5 come, Tornadus through Tangrowth. And that last slot, man, that's open for Duraludon, Dubwool, or Mimikyu. I think Dubwool or Mimikyu are both nice because last week Spectrier put in a lot of work, so I could see him wanting to bring those. Before we reveal who he's got, here's my team real quick. Went with Dragonite, heavy-duty boots with a lot of special attack, enough speed to outspeed a Rotom with no speed. And it is Rotom Heat, that is. Max HP, Air/Thunderbolt, Surf. And Roost just really hits pretty much all of his team, other than if he brings Duraludon, that's going to be a bit tough. But Roost gets me back up to multi-scale, and Heavy Duty Boots keeps me there. Frost and Powers has Thunderbolt, Blizzard, Sub, and Nasty Plot with leftovers. And a lot of HP, a lot of special attack, and then just enough speed to outspeed if Dubwool or Rotom Heat don't have any speed on them. Planning to get screens up with Grimmsnarl, that Grimson Lightning with Reflect and Light Screen with Prankster, lots of HP and defense, and Taunt with Prankster also, and then Spirit Break just hits Crook and kind of whittles other things down, but getting up screens is pretty huge for Rotom, for Dragonite, and then for Kartana. So Locomotive, the Colossals bring in Flamethrower, Stealth Rock, Willow, and Spikes. Waragami has got Choice Scarf with Leaf Blade, Smart Strike, Knockoff, and Sacred Sword. That hits pretty much his whole team. Sacred Sword is nice because if Dubwool or what's that thing's name, Duraludon start using Body Press, Sacred Sword ignores stat changes. Then I got Mach Punch, Triple Axle, Toxic, and Rapid Spin. Want to keep hazards off the field with this. Triple Axle hits Torn really nice on a switch, and then Mach Punch just for some good priority. Toxic for Slowbro because I can't really touch it, so going to close out of these two and go ahead and get into this battle. And we see, all right, he brought pretty much what we expected. No Tangrowth. We see no Tangrowth. We see no Dubwool. And what else were we thinking? Yeah, no Tangrowth and Dubwool is the main thing. So this should be a really good match. I think we've played once before, and it was like a 2-0 or a 1-0 that I beat him. It was really close. He almost swept me with Shell Smash Cloyster, and just barely had him. I really was hoping that Duraludon wouldn't come. Not that I don't have things that can hit it, but it'd be a lot nicer if it wasn't there. Dragonite is a lot more scary without Duraludon in, and I didn't bring a Dragon type move to hit it neutrally, so I guess we should decide our lead. And I don't hate leading with screens with Grimson Lightning, it's not great if he leads with his Duraludon, but if he does like to lead Crook a lot, and that makes it a really good lead. I can get up a Reflect. Can't taunt Crook because it's a dark type, and Prankster doesn't work on dark types, but I can get up a Reflect and start Spirit Breaking or switch out. I could try to get hazards up early myself because I don't see him leading with Slowking, but if he leads Crook, that's bad. And then I could lead off with Dragonite. I think let's just go ahead and lead off with Grimson Lightning. So his Regen Core, pretty hard to wear down. Happy to not see Tangrowth, though. You know, having that makes Kartana a lot scarier with no Tangrowth. But yeah, Mimikyu's scary. I got to remember that both Mimikyu and Rotom get Will-O-Wisp. I got to remember that Tornadus does get Heat Wave and just stab special flying moves, just knock Kartana out every time. Big reason we're Scarfed is because Scarfed Kartana can outspeed this. Okay, so we're going to just see him going into his Torn first. I usually expect Torn to be special. This could just U-turn out. This could just try to hit me with a raw Hurricane. It might just want to taunt me, but it's not going to be able to get a taunt off before I can. So let's go ahead and get up a light screen in case it wants to click Hurricane. I don't think he'll start with that. I really think he'll taunt or pivot from the get-go. Something to note is this and Rotom are his only hazard removal. So he doesn't have a spinner. So he's got two potential defoggers. Now if he defogs before he's got rocks up, then he gets rid of his as well. So I could be calcing this, but I'm just really not too worried from the get-go because I know I can get a light screen up before he does that. Getting up a Reflect is really nice too. I'm trying to decide what I think his best switch is probably Duraludon. I mean, so yeah, he just goes for a U-turn, which actually did quite a bit. I mean, I know that Grimmsnarl doesn't have a great natural defense, but still, like if this was just a regular pivot, I know I'm complaining about that doing a lot, which is silly because it only did 12%, but since I'm just max on both, yeah, you know what, that could be just about right. So that's cool to have light screen up, making sure I am light clay. So that light screen will last for 7 more turns after this turn. Now I can decide, do I want to get up Reflect early? Kind of depends on what he goes into. But if he goes Duraludon, that's really what scares me out. I mean, Mimikyu's not great either. But I wouldn't think he'd want to go into Mimikyu and have to potentially bust his Disguise this early, because that could be really important for him to keep Kartana from switching. So we do see Duraludon. And now we can find out, is this physical or special? So we are physically defensive, so even behind a Reflect, don't really necessarily want to take a hit from Duraludon, especially if he has choice specs. Flash Cannon is doing a lot, even with I don't play with screens a whole lot, so clicking the screens feels kind of weird on here. Still does way more than I want to do. Now he could Iron Defense, and he could set up Stealth Rocks, in which case taunting would be kind of cool. But I really don't want to take all that damage. Though even with specs, he can't kill me. Which I think he probably is. I can switch in here to Locomotive, take some neutral damage. Problem is, I don't do the greatest damage back, and I don't know how much damage I want to start taking, because this is a really good switch into Rotom and Torn also. 17 to 20 is not too bad, though. I mean, but, you know, with 2, that can start adding up a little bit. But I could go in just to start I could go in and click Spikes just to start getting some early chip. I don't think... Yeah, I think Flash Cannon or Stealth Rocks is his play. Let's just go Locomotive here. Try to be smart. Okay, he does Flash Cannon. So, he gets a special defense drop, which is kind of annoying. But I kind of want to get up Spikes and Rocks in this game. I think Spikes are nicer because they do hurt something like Duraludon or Slowbro more if I can get up multiple. But it also doesn't help me find out if Torn and or Rotom are heavy-duty boots. So I am kind of annoyed. You know what? I want to get up Spikes, but I could see him body pressing here, and that could hurt. Right, because what kind of damage was that? He did 12. So say he's not choice specs. Actually, did we see? We wouldn't have seen an item because we don't have any. So say he's just like, well, I don't know, leftovers. That is not. Leftovers, please. There we go. Yeah, so that's about in that damage. So if he did come in and body press, one of these days I'll actually like put in some sets that I think they are ahead of time. I mean, that does a lot, but we can still take it pretty well. So, yeah, you know what? Let's get up a spike. That way we can also start forcing defog early, and we can see if he has it, if he indeed does. I hope the quality has been okay so far. Hopefully, since we're going slow enough, it is. But yeah. At least I can have some. Is the battle music on? It doesn't matter. I don't care. Yeah, we seem to be muted. Let's let some battle music go a little bit here. It's probably barely going to be hearable. That's okay. So he's taking a while to think, so okay. That makes me think there is a good chance that he might come in and defog. I mean, he could have superpower or focus blast. And I don't want to switch Frost and Powers in on that, but I really think he's probably defogging. I don't know if maybe he was expecting like an earthquake, possibly. So, since my special defense is down, I mean, I could pretty easily go into Dragonite. I could go Frost and Powers, take... I just don't want to break Dragonite's multi-scale for nothing if I don't have to. But I think he probably just defogs. And then I can double. Knock off. Okay, well that's kind of annoying. So what I would love to do here is substitute on the switch and start hitting things. My only real Pokemon skill. Nicknames. Okay. So I would really like to sub on his switch, but he just has Rotom Frost still just killing there. Or just sitting there. I think I want to go back into Locomotive. I kind of wish I would have stayed in on that knock and seen if I could get a burn on him. Because he's looking physical so far. He could still be mixed. Especially if he is taunt, defog, or he could have. This gets acrobatics. I don't know if it gets any other physical flying moves. Like I don't think it gets like dual wing beat or anything. But I would guess he probably U-turns here into Rotom, which makes me want to go Colossal and see if I can snag a burn. Plus, just being ready for Rotom is always nice. I initially had Rock Tomb. Okay, so he does go Rotom. I initially had Rock Tomb on this. But I don't know. I just figured it wasn't that big of a deal. Let's get up rocks too. See if you defog. If not, you probably Volt Switch. Which in that case, if I think he's going to Volt Switch, I could try to play around this a little because I really doubt he overheats. So I could try to keep going back into my Rotom, but I don't really see a whole lot of good out of that, and other than that, not much is taking a Volt Switch. This is my specially defensive Mon, so this is my Rotom check. I don't want to get it worn down too much, but so not a whole lot has happened so far. In fact, I've just been switching. I haven't gotten an attack off yet, so I don't have damage on anything. He doesn't have a lot of damage on anything, but he does have a little. So, I do need to get into a point where I can start clicking some buttons. Okay. So, here, I could let him earthquake me. And I really want to do that because then I can burn him. Let's say he's banded. I don't think he's probably banded, but even with Shuka, he'd kill if he is banded. If he are banded, I don't know how to talk. But I do live in Earthquake with Shuka, and I could burn him, which would be really nice. I feel like there's a few things I could do here. I don't think this is the right play yet, taking an Earthquake and burning him, because actually, no, he doesn't still have a chance to kill, but at some point he does. But right now, I'm doing pretty good, just kind of switching this in every once in a while. If I think an Earthquake is really obvious, Dragonite's the play, but if he thinks that, then he can knock off or Stone Edge. I really don't hate just going into Spinception. What kind of damage would I take from that? Like, Earthquake would do a lot still. Knockoff wouldn't do much, Stone Edge wouldn't do much, and then Mach Punch, or really close combat, scares him out. But what I would actually do is probably click Triple Axle. I just feel like the Earthquake play is so obvious for me to go into my Levitate or Flying Mon. So I'm going to go Spinception, and hopefully... Okay, he Stone Edges, yes, okay. So, Toxic is really nice, so is Triple Axle. I've got 2 plays I can click. Obviously, he's not going to want to... he's not going to want to stay in here on one of my fighting moves. He's not going to want to go into... High-Tech Steelix, I love that name. Into Duraludon. So I think Toxic is the play, because that does hit everything. Except Duraludon, which I don't think he's going into. Getting Tornadus, Mimikyu, Slowbro, or Rotom Toxic is really nice. So I'm just going to click that. I think Slowbro is his best switch. Because that takes a fighting move better than... Torn. Like, my initial thing was I had Triple Axle on this for Torn, and I almost ran Koba Berry so that I could take a flying move and click Triple Axle. But I was thinking really more for a switch, but it's not time for that switch prediction yet, because I don't want to show off that I have it if he goes Slowbro, and then just do 0 damage. Especially then, because Toxicking in front of Slowbro's face means taking a potential Psychic. So really here, I think I want a Toxic, and if he goes Slowbro, I think I want to go Grimmsnarl, and then start getting up screens again. I could possibly even taunt Slowbro, depending on if it wanted to stay in, but I don't think it would. So, my light screen's running out here. I think I'm seeing at this point, well, light screen and reflect are both useful. He said, shout out Porygon Bot for boosting our viewers up to 7 viewers. Okay, so hit this Toxic, please. Okay. Whew, that helps a lot. Wearing this stinking regenerator thing down, and we do see leftovers on it, which is cool. So, I think my best play is just always Crimson Lightning. He Toxic's back. How dare you make a good play, sir? How dare you? So I could reflect or light screen. I haven't given up yet that I have reflect, so let's click light screen again. I really want to taunt, but I just don't think you stay in. I know it can take a hit well, but at the same time, like if I am running something like Darkest Lariat, which I did consider, I could do a considerable amount of damage, especially because he doesn't know my set yet, really. I mean, he may have calced the U-turn damage, but that might not tell him a whole lot. Well, no, yeah, I would tell him that I'm defensive. Or that I have defense. Like, obviously I'm defensive with HP, but it could tell him if I'm physically or especially defensive, so. See, if I click taunt here and he wants to teleport, that would be cool. It would keep him in and he'd take toxic damage. But I really don't think he stays in. Tempting to click. I still have not clicked an attacking move. I clicked toxic. I mean, that's something. Blue Care Bear. Slowbro has a great shiny. So let's see Jason's nicknames so far. I should be running calcs and stuff, but nicknames: High Tech, Steelix, Mimikyu. Okay, we haven't seen Mimikyu yet. Blue Care Bear. Jarvis. Oh, I like that. King K. Rool, classic. He's a beast with King K. Rool on Smash, by the way. Green Ho-Oh. If we were playing competitive Draft League Smash right now, Jason would have already beat me. So thankfully we're playing Pokemon, because now I got a chance. I'm interested, I think. Okay. This is tough. Because me switching here makes sense. That makes me want to... that really makes me want to taunt him. Because I feel like he can Swords Dance on me switching. But I also want to Spirit Break because I want to break his disguise. I also want to Reflect because Mimikyu's a physical attacker. He can't Will-O-Wisp me because I'm Toxic. My best switch here really is Locomotive. So, but I mean, if he just comes in and clicks a raw play rough, then Grimmsnarl probably just dies and I lose screens. $72 to $85, yeah, so I am in that range, and that is if he's Life Orb, which Life Orb is always a pretty good guess on Mimikyu. Colossal's not physically defensive, but we still resist a lot of his hits. Now, if he got up to +2, but he can also run things like Drain Punch, so I'm going to calc that damage real quick. +2, Shadow Claw's doing a lot. Drain Punch. Drain Punch would do a lot. Man, I want to taunt, I want to Reflect, but I'm just going Locomotive. He's wearing this down, though. Okay, yeah, he just goes for the raw play rough. And we do see Life Orb. So now I'm going to Will-O-Wisp because this hurts Mimikyu or it hurts Crook. So if he goes Slowbro, it's just a good play. But clicking Flamethrower doesn't really help on that anyway. I could get another layer of spikes right now, but I just want to burn one of his physical threats if it comes in. Even Duraludon if it came in, which I think Slowbro or Crook is more likely. Burning it's nice, even if it's a special attacker, just because I can't poison it. So there's some chip from Willow each turn. So really I just need to keep wearing his team down. Obviously, like I said, wearing down the regen mons is really tough, and I'm finally getting stuff, though. Okay, so good prediction. Please hit. All right. So I don't think Mimikyu gets anything like Heal Bell being a fairy. I don't think Slowbro gets that. So he saw my switch last time was this, which means he could. Man, I don't think he'll Earthquake though. Well, so last time I switched into Hitmontop and took a Stone Edge. So this time I could see him clicking Knock or EQ. Rotom still hasn't taken damage, so that makes it really hard for Frost and Powers to do anything yet. You know what? I'm still keeping Dragonite and Kartana healthy, which I like, so I'm fine taking some damage on Spinception, because every switch in he makes, we can start gauging a little bit of damage, or if I think he goes. So he does click knockoff. Gets that crit. Not a huge deal. I'm more annoyed about losing the item. So here I think I do want to double. If I think slow bro, I like the thought of... There's a few things I can do. See, I don't know if I want to pull Cartana this early, just because he does still have some good switches. Not that if Cartana comes out, it can obviously leave. But I'm going to go Dragonite. I am. I think he's switching. He's burnt. So even if he predicts in Stone Edges, I'm at multi-scale. It shouldn't do too much. Blue Care Bear. Okay. So now we go Dragonite. We can kind of see what his check is. I could mid-ground and just Air Slash. I could also Thunderbolt here. Let's just Air Slash. See if Mimikyu or Duraludon comes in. I really don't know what his main switch is here. Okay, so he just decides to stay in. Gets a Toxic, which is a nice play. 25% health. Let's start calcing that. Defensive pivot is that. I'm still on Colossal. So Dragonite's going to be hard to keep at multi-scale, but we do still have screens. So he's got some special defense, because that did 25. Yeah, I don't know if... I don't think I've mentioned it yet. If you're seeing the comments, there's a little spoiler, which I'll go ahead and address here in a sec. But I want to see what kind of defense he's running. I don't think this is... Is this max? Okay, so he is max especially defensive on Slowbro, which means I can still do... Actually, do I still have the wrong nature? But I don't know what his thing would be, but so... Yeah, so taking 42 max, but as you can see, he's worn out. I want to see what he does. No, I don't. He's probably going to Duraludon. Why not? Why not click Thunderbolt and just see what he does? So, I mean, he takes this hit pretty well. He could slack off. He could teleport. He could just hard switch. Duraludon does eat this. But, I mean, if I can force a... I don't mind if Crook or Rotom comes in on this, and don't mind to see them at all. Eat up a Thunderbolt, because then I can still attack with a Surf on the next turn. If I'm Duraludon, you know, I've got my switches in play, though. I don't know, man. Colossal is getting worn down, though. Colossal's done work. I mean, it's got 2 hazards up, and it burnt King K. Rool. Mimikyu. Okay, so I am breaking. I love it. So I'm breaking the disguise. That's huge. I almost brought Bullet Punch onto Spinception, but decided not to. Now, something that could be cool is he's not going to try to burn me. So, does he Play Rough? If he clicks Play Rough, we eat that with Waragami, and I can start hitting him. You know what? I'm feeling bold. We're going to be faster. We've seen he's Life Orb. I didn't think he'd be Scarf Mimikyu. Okay? So he can get off some decent damage here with... yeah, that one thing. Words. He can get off some decent damage with Shadow Sneak here. And I'm cool with that if he wants to do that. I can click Knockoff. And because he does have a good switch in with Duraludon. I obviously can't Sacred Sword because he's immune. Smart Strike and Leaf Blade are obviously nice, but if Rotom comes in, so I'm just going to click Knockoff. That way it hits everything that comes in and at least does something useful. Oh, it started to glitch there. I thought it was about to freeze. So this forces him to make a decision here. We're at +1, and anything's getting hit hard. I feel like Duraludon's his best play. Well, man. So we see he's heavy-duty boots. I doubt at +1 I'm killing him. I got to calc it just in case, because if there's a chance... Because he obviously can come in and just click Overheat. But if I have to assume, just because I can't just stand to throw this away for nothing. Plus defense, minus attack. I really need to do better about memorizing the names of natures. But, I mean, a +1 knockoff would do a lot, but I'm guessing even if he is... dude. Wait, hold up a second. This is Rotom. That's why I'm an idiot. I'm supposed to be doing Rotom Heat. I'm like, how is that doing so much? Okay, bulky pivot. There we go. Give me 252. Even at +1, we're looking at half. So we know what he is. Easy play into Locomotive. He goes for the Willow. Twould not have mattered. Can't burn this boy. So I really can't do a whole lot. I think he probably just Volt Switches. Let's just go ahead and get up some spikes. Okay, so he is defogged. That's annoying. So, good to know now. Just in case he defogs again, I'm going to go in here to Dragonite. This is going to be a problem to take down. So, we've got one thing down. We don't have to worry about Mimikyu sweeping us. But actually, Mimikyu is really good, but since we didn't have Spectrier, it was probably the least of our concerns, just because Rotom, Slowbro, and Tornadus are just really hard to kill. Duraludon's not taking damage yet, and he's able to get some spikes off the field. And, yeah. Good switch. Good switch. Now I obviously want to switch. I actually don't hate just going here and getting some sort of screen up. So I doubt he's bringing double defog. Would be cool. Tornadus Therian, maybe some sort of weakness berry with acrobatics is kind of cool. But he might just be a U-turn knockoff. He could have superpower, and I hate that thought because that does a lot too. Rotom Frost. So we haven't lost anything yet, but I still can't say I'm feeling great. Here and there he's chipping into stuff. He does have two of my members toxic, which is really annoying. But I'm working the status magic too, so he's probably annoyed as well. Okay. I really want to taunt here. Just keep clicking right light screen, I guess. Right now, Reflect is not near as huge because his Mimikyu is gone and his Crook is burnt. Now, we don't know the whole sets here, and that's not to say that Torn T can't do some serious damage, but I never calced earlier that knockoff damage that Torn T did. Okay, used knockoff on Rotom Frost, 21% of its health. So let's go ahead and calc that right now while we're just chilling. So with this set, 21. So I mean that actually is right in range of him being a special attacker still. If he's Jolly, what are we looking at? Could still be looking at that as well. What's a U-turn doing here to Grimmsnarl? So yeah, we could be looking at him being offensive and having got low rolls, or having a minus attack nature and not caring as much about the damage there. So this is getting harder and harder to switch in on, man. And that toxic damage is getting annoying. it's racking up. So he's playing really well. Keeping me from really being able to get many attacks off. So yeah, we're going to go Scarf just for like damage. This is not necessarily what I think he is. But what do I want to look at? Hitmontop. Let's say he's got 252 in bulk, just to see what kind of damage we've got. And this is with light screen up. He could do a lot with Draco, not doing a whole lot with Flash Cannon. But then with Hitmontop, I'm just really not doing a whole lot to his incoming Slowbro. Let's go Spinception. If he gets up rocks here, we can either try to get them gone right away or double. We can't. Yeah, I really wish that Hitmontop got knockoff. He does not. He gets Sucker Punch, but that's relying on Slowpoke to sit in front and actually click an attacking move rather than slack off Toxic. Still could have Teleport. Might have something like Future Sight. Might have Flamethrower. Might have Scald. Could have a lot of things. But Regen plus Slack Off is pretty nice. And we did find out that he's specially defensive, which means when it comes down to it, taking hits from Kartana is not going to be fun for it. Speaking of which, do I want to try to go Kartana now? Wait, what damage did that do? 18. So that's still making some sense. So Flash Cannon's not doing a whole lot. In fact, nothing it really has will do a whole lot. But we also can't Sacred Sword and kill it. I don't think it's staying in. And I think he will go into Slowbro. So I think I just got to keep being... I think I got to be... What's the word I'm looking for? Aggressive. Okay. When it comes down to it, I'm going to have to be aggressive to beat him. So... Because he is, we know he's not Assault Vest, defensive pivot, but he's, I think we decided we're pretty sure he is especially defensive. So a knockoff does not kill, a Leaf Blade does, but he does have a lot that can switch in on a Leaf Blade. Can he kill us back? Like, because he does get Flamethrower. Flamethrower would kill back, which would be really devastating. I feel like he switches, and so knockoff hits everything. Leaf Blade should always kill, and this is even if he's, yeah. We did find out that he's specially defensive based off that Dragonite damage, right? Like, what kind of... Because we don't kill him with that, but I just don't think he stays in. Now I could start I like the knockoff play. If he stays in, it's really bold. Man, but I'd feel really stupid if I lost cart here. Because he could be... We've seen leftovers, so we know he's not Colbur or... He's got a Fear Leaf Blade here, dude. Oh, thank God. Whew, that was scary. All right. So the heavy-duty boots are gone. We can click that again because he cannot outspeed us. He's got no item, though, but that should still kill, I think. So, knockoff did 65. That was not a crit. So if he had... I think that's what that damage is, yeah. No item, 39 to 46. Should kill no matter what, unless I'm miscalculating here. Okay, cool. Now we get rid of 2 items. Love it. Okay. So now he is forcing a switch because he could have Heat Wave or a special flying move. He also could click Focus Blast or Superpower. Superpower wouldn't be fun. Focus Blast would kill, but it could also miss. If he's doing Focus Blast, I'm making a mistake here, but really I don't have a good Focus Blast switch in. But I got to play like this is Heat Wave until I see otherwise, because this does seem like it could be a mixed set. Based off the damage, he could have gotten some highish rolls with a minus attack nature, or he could have gotten some low rolls. Okay, Air Slash. So we know 3. Okay, so he probably didn't have Heat Wave. He could still have a fighting move. So his Assault Vest is gone. I want to get Stealth Rocks back up, because we are behind a light screen, so we should take even a Focus Blast we should take, I think. Maybe not. But we get boots up, and that's now chipping at him every time, because he wasn't heavy-duty boots. He was AV, and Rotom is getting weakened down 35%. So if he comes in and defogs, that's fine, but he would avoid getting Stealth Rocked here. But he also has to... No, he hasn't seen all my moves. He has to fear me having a rock move. So, and with this matchup, I wish I had a rock move over Flamethrower, kind of. I mean, Flamethrower can still hit Duraludon. So now that Mimikyu's gone, at a certain point, something like Sacred Sword could do a lot of work, but we still have this around. Smart Strike could do a lot of work if I could get Rotom gone, but we do still have to worry about Duraludon. This is the problem of being choice locked into this, is because he's got good enough things that he can keep switching in. I'm really interested to see what he clicks here. I think he probably just U-turns. If I were him, though... actually, U-turn is nice for if I double, but... I mean, if I get a Flame Body Burn, that's a little bit rough on him. So, hard switching might be better, though. He doesn't know I'm Flame Body. I haven't been hit with a fire move yet, so he hasn't seen that I'm not Flash Fire or Steam Engine, which, by the way, I accidentally almost ran Steam Engine. Would have been awful, because you see 98 speed, getting your speed maxed out is not a big deal unless you're running some speed. So Flame Body was the best choice. Don't really need Flash Fire, because like Will-O-Wisp isn't going to hit me anyway. It isn't going to affect. And then like Heat Wave and Overheat really just aren't going to do much. Quad resisting, and because I keep getting light screens up. So I could see him going Bro. I could see him going Rotom, trying to get ahead of these rocks. so that he can defog. Which if he goes Rotom... Oh, dude, I didn't click a move. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I've just been sitting there not clicking a move for like a few minutes. Like, oh, he's taking his time. Oh, man. So, dude, I want to get screens back up. I guess I go Grimson Lightning again. Okay, Scald, yeah. It's a decent amount of damage. I think I keep clicking light screen. If he comes Rotom, I can taunt. So I am going to lose Grimson Lightning to Toxic soon. But... Whew. So, yeah, I think this is just always a pretty good play. And I'll still be alive. If something dies, I could potentially bring Grimson Lightning back in and set up a screen one more time. So, if I don't use it to switch in, yeah, okay. So, now I do want to switch because I don't want to die to Toxic for nothing. And I don't see him trying to click Scald onto this with light screen up. I see him going directly into Duraludon. So I'll just go into Spinception. So far, have we seen Crook's item yet? So far, we've seen him click 2 moves. Haven't seen an item, so I think it's still safe to expect this is Scarfed for Spectrier. Nice play. Please don't burn. Okay, nice play. So, but now he's taking Toxic damage. He could stay in. Rotom's down enough now that I want to go in here, and I want to get behind a sub if I can. So I'm going to go into Rotom Frost. See what he wants to go into. He goes into Torn. Very interesting. So now I think I can get behind a sub. Because I don't think he's going to want to stay. He might have like Focus Blast still. Or Superpower. But he's got to take a hit. Okay, I figured this was it. So... I could Nasty Plot, but he can overheat and break sub, so I really want to click Blizzard in case he switches into K-Rule, but it could miss. If he Volt switches, he won't break sub, though, so he has to overheat or defog. If he clicks defog, he dies here. We're pretty sure he's speedy. I'm pretty sure he's got some special attack because he didn't take that knockoff. Okay, so he does defog. In that case, since he does defog, I wish I would have clicked Nasty Plot, but that's okay. No, this is still fine because he would have just overheated next turn. So now I'm behind this, and something has to come in and take a hit. Duraludon can't, but I don't know, actually. Blizzard's going to hurt if I hit. Unless he is Assault Vest. We know he's not Specs. Have we seen... I don't think we've seen an item. He has it at 88%. Well, we haven't seen an item. Blizzard should do a lot. If it hits. Yeah, okay. And that, you know what, though? That's not... I mean, if he's something with... Yeah. Do we have a chance to kill something here? Depending on what it is. So he goes Torn. He was Assault Vest, but that's gone. So here's where we find out what nature he is, because I don't think knockoff breaks sub. 82 to 97, so killing is kind of a roll, but I just want to be safe here. Okay, U-turn. So, doesn't break sub. Crook, okay. Let's just click Blizzard and hope we hit. Okay, interesting. I think now I guess I nasty plot. Because he can play around and do this a little. I don't know if you can break sub. You do. Kind of want to substitute again just to see what happens. Just in case he switches. He might just keep hitting me to make sure I can't keep clicking sub, but I don't know if that'll break every time, because it was worn down from the U-turn. Yeah, I don't think it'll break. Shouldn't. So at some point he'll have to attack with this. Stone Edge, please don't miss. We miss. Ah, that hurts. So if he's burnt, say he's this. He should still kill even burnt. $31 to $37. Okay, yeah. Dang it. So I think he's probably scarfed. So he wouldn't want to stay in. Is Rotom the play? Okay, I don't think I have enough health to click sub after whatever he does. We know knockoff doesn't kill. Well, does he U-turn? Let's just click Blizzard. Come on. I hate this. Okay. What a Thunderbolt. Please don't flinch. Okay. Alright. So I actually... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let him kill me. On the off chance he misses or tries to switch. Smart play. Slowbro. Man, that bringing down Slowbro just got a lot harder. We do have it toxic. Have we seen your full set yet? We have. Okay. See, Scald would be pretty rough, but... I'm clicking Leaf Blade here, because that's going to hurt a lot of things. Maybe I'm being impatient, but... I mean, because Duraludon, I think we found still hasn't really wanted to switch into a knockoff yet. He's switched in things like Rotom and... Okay, so Leaf Blade does kill. Cool. That may have been a roll. No, he was especially defensive, we think, so... This is not going to do much. I kind of want to calc it just to see, but because it's 2 times resisted. So yeah, even if he's not, okay. So we have to switch because yeah, that's doing a sad amount, which makes sense. But with Kartana's attack, sometimes you just have to wonder, like, hey, how much would that do? So not yet, but we killed Slow Bro, which was probably the most annoying thing. So I'm curious to see if he clicks Draco. Yeah. Cool. So we reflect or light screen. Seems like light screen's the way to go. I thought he'd probably Draco there. So here pretty soon Hitmontop can start doing quite a bit. Here pretty soon Sacred Sword could potentially win. Like, what's Torn taken from a Sacred Sword? He's been something like this. That's a +1. Yeah, he resists, obviously. I mean, Torn's taken hits nicely. So Smart Strike and Knockoff can do something, but he's obviously resistant. Okay. Interesting. So we still haven't seen, like, leftovers, so I'm really curious what you are. Let's Rapid Spin. That did a lot. I know it's because it's Technician boosted, but... Sheesh. Mach Punch still only does 12 to 14. Rapid Spin did what? 21? Yeah. Okay. So we have Triple Axle, but there's no sense right now. Okay. Locomotive being a beast. I like rocks for in case this switches. Okay, yeah. So now at this point, if he were to decide to Earthquake because he's burnt, I'm pretty sure we'd live. So I want to be a little cute here and get up a Spike to try to start wearing down this Duraludon so that I can start doing some big damage with Mach Punch at some point or something like that. So with rocks, I know he's going to get regen, but with rocks, we should live. Okay, yeah. It's getting dangerously close to a time where we can start going pretty crazy with Kartana. I'm trying to preserve some differential, but I'm also trying just not to lose. And not to say we've by any means won this even yet, because he's still got a regen Mon that can keep getting health, and he's still got Duraludon. But you kind of want to start getting picky about, like, do I want to sack anything off yet? Or if he's Scarfed like I think he is, I can just kind of go Dragonite all day. Unfortunately, my Draco switch-ins are starting to get not good. Good switch. Okay. So do we get the this up? Have we been able to see it, how fast it is? I don't think we have, which means... I don't know, I feel like Dragonite's still good. If we were faster, I could roost and take the hit, but I don't think we're going to be faster. I think I got a sack locomotive, man. Or sack, or take damage, or whatever. So yeah, he Dracos. We're living. I'm going to click Spike just in case Draco misses or he switches. There's still that chance he could be running defog for if he got his assault vest knocked off, but yeah, you highly doubt it. So the hazard should be here to stay. I'm curious to see if he kills me here, or if he clicks rocks, or if he switches. It's been a really good game, Jason. If you decide to watch this, I know you've already had to live what's already been almost an hour battle, but if you end up watching this, wanting to see how you did, you've played really well so far. Keeping things alive to be able to keep Kartana from sweeping, getting Dragonite and Grimmsnarl toxic when I could keep getting screens up, and wanted to keep roosting up to get to multi-scale health with Dragonite, and toxic was not letting me do that. So you played really well so far. And this thing is still not over, but no matter what happens, just know that. I think we're getting close to a point where... Kartana can win with Sacred Sword. Probably not there yet. Now, if Kartana's Choppleberry, that'd be pretty sweet. But he is at -2, so that's not super dangerous. Not Hitmon. What are you doing? I was thinking about if I wanted to send Hitmontop in. I need to start saving these sets so I can... Okay, Sacred Sword is going to do... 2 hits would do 48 to 50. And I get... Regenerator's wild. I get very confused. But I'm going to click Sacred Sword. Do I want to click Sacred Sword? Did we... I mean, we know it's not specs. Say he's just this. 70 to 83. Okay. I want to click Sacred Sword. He's got to take rocks coming in. So I think Scarf Kartana can win here if I just click Sacred Sword 3 or 4 times, because he obviously can't leave this in unless he's Chopple. I still think he'd have to crit. No super effective move. Might have body press, which actually I like that a lot, but okay, so yeah, with the regen, don't believe that crit mattered because I think I could have just clicked it twice. We know he's not Scarf, so I can just keep clicking this. Really don't think the crit mattered, but if it did, I do apologize. But I think this is game. This was always the plan, was try to win with Scarf Kartana. So, one thing I am worried about is if he is Choppleberry here. I don't think this gets, like, Focus Blast, but... So, Choppleberry at +1. Say if he is 252. Would still do 52 to 60 something. So, I think this is it. He just said frigate scarf, so... But yeah, we always outsped because of Scarf. So we outspeed anything left. Even if Crook is scarfed, obviously, we are also. He could come in and intimidate, but then I get to pick up a kill. I guess he could switch and intimidate cycle, but I think at this point I don't think there's anything to be done. But, you know, I definitely get why he's taking his time just to make sure there's no way he can pull it back, because you never want to give up before. You never want to give up if there's still a shot. But because of the rocks and spikes, this should be it. He is Chopple. I love it, man. Love the Chopple, dude. I was afraid he was that, and I'm glad we had him worn down before that happened with a +1. So, man, great match, Jason. 2 times we've played now. 2 times it's been really close. You'll probably get me next time in a close one. So, can't wait for that. I'm going to click replay just in case. I think it gets automatically posted by the Porygon bot. But just in case, I want to have this here. So, thank you for stopping by, guys. This was a very long battle. I've been recording for 1 hour and 7 minutes, which means I've been ignoring my wife for 1 hour and 7 minutes. So I'm going to go hang out with her now. But thank you for watching. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what I should have done better. Tell me what you liked about my sets or my nicknames or whatever it is. But this was a fun one. Jason, hope to play you in the playoffs, man. I'm for sure you'll be there. You got a great squad. So it was a good one. I'm going to hop on out of here. Peace.